The Morning Show with Mr. G and Paul Stone. The talk of the Treasure Coast. 1590 WPSL.
You better believe it, 8:11 now, and we've got a special guest on this Monday morning.
Yeah, we
Paul.
do. G. Wydee'a Wilson, the Department of Juvenile Justice, is back on Monday morning for us again. She was here just last week. Tell us, Wydee'a, why are you back here again today?
Well, I am back again because
To actually
I've
arrest
got,
Paul.
Yes, I'm checking on him and his probation.
Good.
No, I am here because I've got a lot of information in reference
Good.
to the Department of Juvenile Justice.
Excellent.
I want to talk about prevention services.
Okay.
A lot of people, when they think of Department of Juvenile Justice, they're just thinking about youth being on probation or going to a residential program. But our department also covers prevention. So our mission is to increase public safety by reducing juvenile delinquency through effective prevention, intervention, and treatment services.
Okay.
And prevention is actually just us making contact with youth and family at the onset of misbehavior. So a lot of times we'll get a phone call from a parent who says, I'm at my wit's end. My kid won't wash the dishes. They won't clean their room. They're just not really abiding by household rules.
Okay.
And what the department wants to do is to intervene before that juvenile is arrested or come into the juvenile justice system. So we want to let the families know that there's help. And you don't have to have your child arrested in order to get services.
Now, is that one of the signs? The kid not wanting to do the dishes, the kid not wanting to do this, the kid not wanting to do
We're all guilty there.
Things that this generation of kids are not doing now because they're
That's true.
entitled. They're so entitled. That's a
Yes.
sign that there may be problems?
Yeah, I mean, you would be surprised over my 17 years with DJJ how many phone calls I've gotten, and that's kind of like the beginning, the onset.
Okay, so I call you and say, my kid won't do this, won't do that. What do you do?
So what I would do is I would refer them for services through our SINS FINS program. And SINS FINS is called Children in Need of Services and Families in Need of Services. And I would give you the phone number to Children's Home Society and the Wavecrest Shelter. The Wavecrest Shelter that is here in Fort Pierce, but they accept juveniles within our Circuit 19, all 4 counties within our circuit. It is a program that provides temporary shelter care and crisis counseling services for those runaways, ungovernable, and that's what we call them, ungovernable, troubled and or habitually truant youth. They have to be between the ages of, they could be between 10 and 17. And the intent of the SINS FINS shelter is to divert those children from the system because you want to remove them. Think about it. When you're at home and you're having this argument between your kid and you're trying to get them to wash the dishes and clean their room, that can escalate to a charge.
Okay.
That's the domestic violence. That's why a lot of times we'll have kids who get into an altercation with their parents or a sibling, and then they'll be arrested. Law enforcement is called. And a lot of times when there's that struggle going on, law enforcement may take either the youth or the parent, depending on what happens, and that's called domestic violence. Well, we want to get in there, let them know that there are services before that happens, before they call law enforcement.
I've got to ask you, how hard or is it difficult or what's the difficulty of convincing that parent, we need to take your child out of here and he needs to be with us for a little while?
You'd be surprised. Some parents, it's great.
Take him.
It's not
this one with you.
Some
Wow.
of them is not very difficult
okay.
to convince.
Okay.
And so they would go to the shelter, and it's that brief relief. I need some time
Space and
away,
time,
some
yeah.
space.
Okay.
And sometimes that's all that's needed. And when the kid gets to the shelter, they will definitely make contact with the family because they need to get counseling and all of that stuff. So, most parents are open to that. Because I think they realize that it could definitely escalate into something worse. So that's one of the programs that is under our DJJ Prevention Services. We have another program that's called PACE Center for Girls. Have you heard of that?
No.
Oh, okay. So PACE, Center for Girls, they serve St. Lucie County. It is a program that is all for girls. They go there in the mornings. They have their education is there, and they have services. It's, like I said, a year-round counseling, academic, and life skills services for girls ages 12 to 17.
Okay.
So when females are having issues, and we know that a lot of times you've got to target services, and that girls and boys sometimes need different services. And so this program is geared towards just females. Maybe some of the girls that are having some issues at home, maybe they're having issues at school, and either the school may refer them, the Department of Juvenile Justice may refer them, or even, a parent can actually even call.
Are you able to track your success rate? In other words, if you counsel so many kids who've had these problems, do you keep them away from the next step, hopefully?
Yes, that is the goal, to be able to keep them away from, again, getting into the juvenile justice system. And so we do have on our website, I could not actually find it this morning, but we do have information in reference to our prevention services, because we want to make sure that our services are evidence-based and that they are effective, because if they're not effective, then why even have the service?
Exactly.
I was looking, when you mentioned this PACE for Girls, I looked on the website and see that next year, this big girls summit in Orlando.
Wow.
Yeah, April 6th through the 8th, a Hyatt Regency, all about girls summit, the PACE Center for Girls, Chick-fil-A presenting this. Wow, that's big.
Yes. And PACE Center for Girls, again, it is its own program, but the Department of Juvenile Justice also helps provide funding for that. And so that's the prevention end that a lot of people don't understand, that DJJ has a continuum of services from prevention all the way through residential.
If a parent right now listening has a problem or they suspect there may be one, what should they do? How can they get a hold of you?
They can call me at 772-429-2122, and that is Wydee'a Wilson. I'm the Chief Probation Officer, and I can direct you to the phone numbers and stuff that you need for services. It's 772-429-2122.
Excellent. Gee, any more questions, comments? Well, Wydee'a, thank you so much for coming in today. You're always invited to come back whenever you feel the need to.
Yes, thank you.
You provide a wonderful service here, and I think there are many kids out there much better for it. Thank you again. Good morning. It's 8:20 on this Monday morning, 57 degrees now. Temperatures moving on up for a high of about 70 today. It's time for the news from 1590 WPSL, the talk of the Treasure Coast, along with our news partners at CBS News Channel 12, the Florida News Network, and TC Palm. High school football regional semifinals, a wild game in Wydee'a as Martin County attempted to get the last laugh over district rival. Well, Wydee'a scored the first 33 points of the game and led 40-7 at halftime. But Martin County would rally back in the second half thanks to a huge third quarter. Austin Kirkendall threw 3 TD passes in the quarter, while the defense got a pick 6 to cut Wydee'a's lead down to 11 going into the fourth quarter. But the Tigers' rally fell short, and Wydee'a would hold on to win 53-45. But Kirkendall threw for 445 yards.
Well, way to go, Tigers.
4 TDs in the game. They finished the season with a Treasure Coast record 3,333 passing yards and 29 TDs. That's it, G. You got the sports.
All right, we've got Nija Wifey, Gator Man, Rose LaRose, Nuna One, So Blessed, the Muffin Man returns. All of them are tied with 11 points going into tonight's game in Mexico City between the Oakland and Houston. And I think I picked Oakland.
Oh, yeah. Well, you
I
should.
think so.
You should.
I think so.
You got time, 5 minutes before the game, you know.
Yeah. I got to give honorable mention, because you've got 13 people that have 10. Paul.
Yeah, that was a pretty easy week, I think. You can see by the scores that most folks did pretty good.
Well, yeah, even I got 9.
So did I. Yeah, but tonight we could get to 10, though. You know, maybe everybody else will go to 11, though.
Yeah, because
Who
I
knows?
haven't been to double digits for a while. But tonight's game will certainly, it's going to be about a tiebreaker. Somebody's going to end up with 12 points tonight, probably. And we'll see. We'll have Bama will be back with us tomorrow, so we can declare a clear winner on that one.
All right.
Also, December 11th, that's the date. Mark it down. We're going to be hanging out at the St. Lucie Draft House, the 1 o'clock game. They're going to provide us with a room, and all of our Pick'em League people and all of you want to come and hang out with us. Wear your jersey. Wear your Miami Dolphin jersey. No Minnesota Viking jerseys, please.
And for anybody who didn't come last year, come on this year because it was a great time last year for sure.
And we're going to do it all again December 11th. We'll give you more information as it gets closer.
Well, good morning, folks. It's 8:48, 58 degrees right now, heading up to a high of about 70 today. Time for the news in 1590 WPSL, our final newscast of the morning show.
1590 WPSL, 8:56 now. Let's go back in the day with Paul Stone.
Okay, G. Well, let's see. 139 years ago, way back in 1877, Thomas Edison, you remember him?
I do.
Well, he announced the newest invention, a hand-cranked full-cylinder phonograph, which he dubbed a talking machine. The first thing he recorded, Mary had a little lamb.
Oh, get out of here.
Whose fleece was white as snow.
And everywhere that Mary went,
the deep was ready to go.
Roll, roll, roll your boat gently.
Okay, 74 years ago in 1942, that was a good year, G.
I know.
Tweety Bird debuted in the Warner Brothers movie A Tale of Two Kitties. Not two cities, two kitties. 53 years ago in 1963, not a very good year for President John F. Kennedy. He and his wife arrived in San Antonio, Texas to begin a 2-day tour of the state. Unfortunately, it would end with a sniper's bullet in Dallas. 40 years ago, the first Rocky was released. Would it have been 15 cents then, G? Something like that?
The first what was released?
Rocky.
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 The movie Rocky?
Yeah.
The fighter?
Yeah, the first one.
Okay. Yeah,
40 years ago.
Oh, wow.
It's been like 25 cents then.
You mean the Yo Adrian?
Yeah, that's the one. And 36 years ago, one of my favorite musicians, Don Henley, was arrested in L.A. after paramedics treated a nude 16-year-old girl suffering from drug intoxication at his home. Ooh. Henley was charged with unlawful possession of marijuana, cocaine, and quaaludes,
tobacco,
and with contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Let's see, 36 years ago in 1980, an estimated 83 million viewers tuned into Dallas to find out who shot JR.
I heard that this morning. You weren't a fan of that show?
No.
Oh, no?
I must have been doing something else because everybody else here watched
because it was Dallas and Dynasty. Both of those were very good. I mean, both oil tycoons.
Oh, yeah. I watched a few of them, but I guess if you were a constant viewer, obviously, it's one of those things for sure. Let's see here. 21 years ago, Disney released the first entirely computer-animated movie called Toy Story. That was the first time it was ever...
Oh, Woody in them.
Yeah, that's right. Let's see here. 21 years ago in 1995, Tupac Shakur and the Dog Pound passed out 2,000 turkeys in L.A. That's a good deal, huh?
Yeah, well, WKRP in Cincinnati dropped them from...
frozen
from a helicopter.
Were they flying or were they frozen?
They were frozen, man. It got to be...
Oh, man.
Wow.
In 1992, Alice Cooper had a very real. He helped raise $11,000 to garage sale Riverside, California, facing foreclosure. Anyway, G, let's listen to a little bit of a girl from Australia, Olivia Newton-John.
Don't do it for us, dude.
Have a good day, G.
Oh, we didn't do our mannequin thing. 1, 2, 3. All righty. We're WPSL Port St. Lucie. Your CBS News is next, followed by Cliff and Swap Shop. Oh, Christmas Kids today, live at St. Lucie Met Stadium in beautiful St. Lucie West. See you there.